I'm a dad who games, and today we'll be taking a tour of my Castlevania build in The Sims 4. I had initially planned to make this a speed build video, but when I was editing the video, well, it went over an hour, and it was at 20 times speed. I don't think I would really want to watch I don't really think I would want to watch an hour-long speed build video. Why would anybody else? But if I'm totally wrong and you want me to upload that video, please let me know in the comments below. This build is yet another attempt at my bringing my favorite video game locations to sim life. With the Resident Evil Mansion, I fully recreated the exact maps of the entire video game and built my sim interpretation. I took many liberties in designing it, but it is still 100% Resident Evil. I then did it again with the Raccoon City Police Department from Resident Evil 2. Although I couldn't recreate the entire game in a single lot, the police station incorporates my favorite details from both the original and remade versions of the game. I also took a shot at Resident Evil 3. Well, that's all I like to say about that. But, did you know that the first two Resident Evil builds were renovations of my original builds? The original mansion, the police station, and Castlevania. I really don't remember which I built first, this or the Resident Evil Mansion, but the main challenge with this one was that Castlevania was a 2D side-scroller. There was a map of each of the 6 stages, and it did have some castle details to it, but I knew that I would have to be creative in making each of the stages logically fit in 3 dimensions. I was, and am still, incredibly happy with how this one turned out. Although I ended up completely demolishing it, I kept the same layout. I wasn't about to redesign the wheel. Just like with my Resident Evil renovations, I thought that this build also needed an update. I've learned a lot in my short time building in The Sims 4, and I had to do Castlevania justice. Doing any of these builds all really happened because of 2 other completely unrelated video games, Wolfenstein 3D and The Eye of the Beholder. Both of these games' maps were built on block grids, just, like Minecraft. Now, because I was always into finding all of the secrets in the game, and there were no maps for Wolfenstein 3D at the time, because it was set up in squares, I busted out a piece of graph paper and started mapping out the entire game. Eye of the Beholder actually put out their own strategy guides that had maps that were identical to the kinds of maps I had made for Wolfenstein. I had cracked the code from that point on. Yeah. Okay, it really wasn't that much of a code, I admit it, but it was where I discovered my love of map making and building. And the moment I saw the grid layout to Sims 4 build mode, I saw my destiny. I immediately thought of all my favorite video games and the maps that went with them, and I was going to build them. And holy crap, Castlevania. This was the game. I loved each and every one of the games in the series, but I played this first one so much. Again, just like with the Resident Evil builds, this entire project was from memory alone. I'm actually planning to play a marathon of the series to celebrate reaching Twitch affiliate status, which I'm pretty confident I'll be able to start this marathon really soon. You know what I mean? While I'm here, make sure you follow me also on Twitch and Twitter so that you can know when I'm going to be going live next. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. I do these kinds of videos all the time, and I plan on expanding my content. I'd love to have you come join me for the ride. I overall had a tough time decorating the inside of the castle, mainly because the roles of the stages were kind of random. I mean, if there were a real castle, each area would have a purpose. But I also wanted to stay true to the video game, so whenever I was in doubt, I made it an overgrown garden. When I imagine Dracula's castle, I can't help but imagine it full of gardens and plants. All of the plants that can be as beautiful at night as they are by day. Well, thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate that you took the time out of your day to join me. It means the world to me that you enjoy the content that I make. So, be sure to like my video. Also, leave a comment. Do you have any suggestions for my next builds? Although my real life will mainly dictate my video schedule, I will be making more constantly. So please, again, make sure to subscribe and, support a guy with his hobby. And, you know, who knows? Fingers crossed, maybe one day it might be something more. But until then, and until the next, have a day.